Hello out there in TV land.
Some people watch black sitcoms for the fashion, some people watch them for the jokes, some people are there for the drama. But me, even as a young girl, I've always known that I was there for the romance. I can't help it, it's the hopeless romantic in me. I love love. Today I've decided to gather some characters from my favorite shows and I'm going to be putting them on a tier list based on how good of a boyfriend or love interest I thought they were. This would purely be based on their personalities and how they moved on whatever show they appeared on.
Stop the cap.
Or at least I'm going to try to keep it that way. This tier list will consist of 5 categories. Category 1.
That's a black king right there.
Category 2.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
This category is for the characters who were almost perfect, but there's just one thing holding them back. And I'm not even sure what that one thing is, but I just knew in my heart they didn't belong in the top category. Category 3.
And that's what you're going to settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
This category is for the characters who had their good moments here and there, but again, I knew in my heart they didn't belong in the top 2 categories. Category 4, I'm not that familiar with his game. This category is for the characters I don't feel comfortable enough to put anywhere else. Category 5,
Run, bitch! Run!
I think the title speaks for itself. Now, this might be a little ghetto and all over the place because it's based on my memory, and my memory sucks, but let's get into it. First, we'll be traveling to the That's So Raven universe. We have Devon Carter.
I realize it's the crazy things that you do that makes me crazy about you.
He was Raven's longest recurring boyfriend and most likely one of the first dudes that Little Destiny ever had a crush on. If my memory serves me correctly, Devon was a sweetheart. We got that time when Raven got in trouble and couldn't go to a concert with him and he was outside her window playing the song with the blue face on. Was Devon face blue in that episode? I don't remember.
Well, I figured if you couldn't go to the concert, then I'll bring the concert to you.
Devon was so iconic that we often forget that he was barely there. He moved away in the middle of season 2 and only showed up about 2 times again after that, and I can never forget one of those times was to take Raven to prom.
Good, Devon, because I really missed you.
I missed you too, Ray.
But it is good to hear that in the Raven's home universe they're divorced with 2 children. I mean, at least they made it somewhere.
Can't I just stop by to say hello to my lovely ex-wife?
I truthfully don't have anything bad to say about Devon, so that's a black king right there. Next, we're traveling to the sister universe. First up, we got Tyreek Scott.
I've been around.
I know that's right. Oh, no.
He was Tia's season 5 and 6 boyfriend. When we first got introduced to Tyreek, I believe he had just got out of juvie and was trying to get his life together. Him and Tia met at her job and it seemed like love at first sight.
Came here to see me?
Of course.
I think I do recall Tyreek being a little insecure about his lifestyle and comparing himself to Tia and where she was in life.
This graduation speech.
You know, you're right. I know you do have important graduation things, and I know they're a lot more important than hanging out with me.
Besides that, I don't remember Tyreek having any real bad moments. In fact, when him and Tia did break up for a little bit, it was Tia's fault because she wanted to dance and show her teeth to Brian McKnight. My spirit is moving me to put Tyreek in the He's a Good Man Savannah category, so I guess that's where he belongs. Next up, we have Jordan Bennett.
This is the I'm sorry I stood you up night after the anniversary dinner.
He was Tamara's season 5 and 6 boyfriend. I guess they said it was time to settle our girls down. When we first met Jordan, I remember him and Tamara having a bit of a love-hate relationship. They couldn't stand each other at first, but then they started to slowly fall, and it was cute.
That's why it's so impossible for me to tell you that I like you.
Well, that's ridiculous because I have no trouble saying I like you.
To be honest, when I think about it, Tamara and Jordan probably had a better relationship than Tia and Tyreek. They just fit each other, and don't even get me started on the play another slow jam. This time make it sweet moment. Don't even get me started on that. Again, I don't really have anything too bad to say about Jordan. He's a good man, Savannah. Next, we'll be traveling to the Wayans Bros universe.
We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're colored.
First up, we have Marlon Williams.
Dip me in butter and come on with it.
Wait a minute, delete your paragraph. I know his last name is Wayans, but on the show, it is quite literally Williams. And this is based on his character, not him. Please. I know the Wayans. Anywho, they never gave Marlon a girlfriend that stuck around for too long. They just gave him love interests here and there. You know, Marlon was more of the laugh you out of your undergarments type.
Lift that little portion up and get all that kitchen back there, girl.
Even though they didn't give him too many, Marlon did have some good love interest moments. There was the time when he was in love with Dee's younger sister.
I'm gonna miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too.
And there was the time when he was in his I'm not the stepdad, I'm the dad that stepped up era.
Mwah. Good night, little man.
I love you.
I love you too. All right?
The only bad thing I could really say about Marlon is that he was immature as fuck. Like, of course, he's funny as hell, but I feel like if you're a woman in a relationship with him, I feel like at some point, that's gonna get a little annoying. At some point, it's not gonna be funny no more. But at the end of the day, that's still a black king right there. Next, we have Sean Williams.
Oh, you're a chiropractor.
Nah, I just crack backs.
Sean was more of the suave, smooth, romantic type.
I don't care about presents.
Yeah, but you deserve nice things. I want to give you the world, girl.
To be honest, the only bad thing about him in my eyes was his Denzel Washington impression.
Yeah.
Other than that, he could have had me.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Wait a minute, that's not what we're here for. This is not about me. But then again, yes it is. I won't lie, in the great Sean versus Marlon debate, I've always been team Sean. That's never gonna change. I'm never switching up on that face card. Sean being the finest Wayans brother is a hill that I'm willing to take my sleeping bag up on and die on alone if I have to. So you should already know where Sean is going. That's a black king right there. Next, we'll be traveling to the living single universe. First up, we have Overton Wakefield Jones.
Hell, I took you to the hardware store. You're not my girlfriend, are you?
I don't think Overton and Sinclair get the proper credit for being one of the most adorable black sitcom couples ever.
Sweet pea.
Pumpkin pie.
Of course, I don't have anything bad to say about Overton. That man was the most sweetest, kind-hearted thing ever. That's a black king right there for sure. Next, we have Cal Barker.
Honey, I just have one question.
Of course, I got the bracelet back.
Cal was a bit of a player. I do remember there was a time where he had multiple women on his line.
But ladies, come on, give me a chance to explain.
Please, your explanations are as tired as you are.
But I think that when it came to being fully committed to Max, he was all in, if my memory is serving me correctly.
Is this really going to happen?
It's been happening.
When it comes to Cal, I'll say he's a good man, Savannah. Now we're traveling to the Moesha universe. First up, we have Aaron.
Moesha, I love you.
I love you too, Aaron.
Now, I could watch Moesha today, and by the end of it, I still won't remember where Aaron came from. It never sticks in my mind. All I know is that when Moesha went to that college tour and got drugged, he was there and he was her ex-boyfriend.
No, I got to you before anything could happen.
And I think him and Moesha were all right until Moesha thought that she was ready to take the next step with him. But then she found out that Aaron be out there in them streets.
I never said I was a virgin.
But you didn't tell me you were a hoe.
And then he shows up on the Independence Day episode. That's all I remember when it comes to him. I won't lie, Aaron has to go into the I'm not that familiar with his game category because he's just never that memorable to me for some reason. Next we have Ohaji.
I'm sorry for any pain I may have caused you.
He was Moesha's first love interest. Homeboy showed up in the pilot episode and showed his ass.
Moesha, I thought you were grounded.
You must have thought I was stupid, too.
Him being played by Merlin Santana is the only reason he's even here right now. I'm never gonna leave Merlin Santana out. No, all Ohaji had to offer was poetry, and put that aside, there are really no other redeeming qualities about him.
I dream of your sweet kiss, soft, warm, and gentle.
So as much as I hate it, I have to be real with myself, and I have to put him in the run bitch run category. Next we have Quentin Q Brooks.
Which one of you? Let me guess. You must be big as butt.
Moesha's roughneck, her bad boy, Frank and his haircut's worst nightmare. I'll say that Q was a pretty good love interest when things were good between him and Moesha, but that was barely right. Between him not really being there and his commitment issues.
What happened?
Well, as I understand it, we were liking each other too much and we were getting too close.
Thinking back on it, I really didn't too much care about his personality. Like, I don't know, I think Q was a little too rough around the edges for my liking.
You know, if you really want to make me jealous, you might want to do that with a real man.
When it comes to Q, I really don't know. And then he proposed to her and asked for the ring back.
I was thinking maybe you could let me hold your engagement ring for a minute.
Hold it.
So I think I'ma go ahead and put him in the I'ma stick beside him category. I think that's where he belongs. Next we have Hakeem Campbell.
Feet stumble. I guess it's love.
Hakeem did have girlfriends here and there, and then they decided to slap him with Moesha. And since I can't remember no other moment with any other girl that stood out, I'ma have to judge him based on how he treated Moesha. Even though I still think putting Moesha and Hakeem together was a bit unnecessary, they still had their moments. My favorite being the necklace scene. You know, I felt the vibes. But still, at the end of the day, Hakeem always just felt like a placeholder for Q to me. I mean, that's why the writers randomly had him kiss Niecy so she could go off with him.
Niecy?
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have to put Hakeem beside Q. I'm gonna stick beside him. And last but not least, now we're entering the A Different World universe.
I know my parents loved me.
First up, we have Dorian Haywood.
Yes, here we are, Dr. King.
We only got one season of Dorian, but he gave us everything we needed and more. I remember Dorian being a God-fearing man who was saving himself for marriage. I love that for him.
And that's one of the reasons why I don't believe in premarital sex.
And I feel like the only time we ever saw Dorian out of his element and bother is when Tupac showed up, and that's understandable. I mean, it's Tupac. I'd be bothered too. He belongs in the That's a Black King right there category. Next we have Ron Johnson.
Yo mama's daughter is so beautiful. Ron Johnson is speechless.
What can I say about Ron Johnson? Should I bring up the time he was playing in Halle Berry's face with two other women?
You weren't my only Valentine. I had two other backups. But they're gone now.
Should I bring up his time with Kim? I mean, it was cute for the moment, but then he ended up messing with Freddie behind her back.
Good morning. Kim, hi. Good morning, Kimmy. Hi. So, how'd you sleep?
I'm not going to get distracted by how he looked in that chair when Freddie got up there one morning. I'ma put Run where he belongs. Run, bitch, run. Next we have Shaza Zulu.
Such bitterness from one so beautiful. I hope you get some soon, my sister.
The only man to match Freddie's freak.
Peace, man.
Damn, they right for each other.
I won't lie, I don't remember much about his personality. When I think about him, the first thing that comes to mind is how absolutely fine he was. I definitely think he was one of those my black queen needs to submit type of dudes. And
ain't nobody got time for that.
But because I don't remember 100%, he goes to I'm not that familiar with his game. And y'all know I had to save the best for last. Meeting Whitley's man, Dwayne Wayne.
You're my wife and I love you. Let's go work this thing out. Come on.
Immediately, I just think of season 3, episode 1. That's when he popped up in that suit and changed the game forever.
Certainly is good to see a familiar face. Although you don't look all that familiar.
I mean, do I even need to explain this one? We already know where Dwayne is going. There was only ever one time when Dwayne rubbed me the wrong way. That's when he was engaged to Whitley and he got cold feet and decided to go out with another woman.
So you're not attracted to her?
That's not the point.
I know you're thinking, how could you ever add him to the highest category after that? But he made up for all of that when he crashed their wedding.
And Richard Papora, baby, please, please.
I do.
That's a black king right there. Well, that brings my tier list to an end. I think I did pretty good. I think I put everyone where they deserve to be. It wasn't based on looks. There was no bias. You know, I did this how it needed to be done, and I'm proud of myself.